This episode of Catch the Craze is brought to you by.
We have just a few reasons why you should pick up a copy of There's Nail in My Toilet, book number 3, I Chihuahua, today. I hope you'll join all of the others and pick up a copy today.
What's up, George? What's going on in the House of Craze tonight?
Tonight, we are going to be talking Cowtown Comic-Con, and we're going to be talking to the person in charge, Chris Hayes. We're going to be talking about that. What up, Pops? And that's coming up next.
Yeehaw! Let's get it!
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the Dreamer, Medina, and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the Craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze podcast. I'm your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man Vera, and I am with
George the Dreamer, Medina. What's happening, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of Catch the Craze. It is Wednesday, October 5th, 8 p.m. here in the East Coast, 7 p.m. in the central part of the country where Sam is. And we have another show for you guys tonight. We are going live again with this time a Comic-Con promoter. We always, we have our comic book creators, but tonight we have a promoter of a comic book convention that Sammy will be exhibiting in a couple of weeks, Cowtown Comic-Con. So we're going to be talking to them in a few minutes, but before we do that, if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button if you're watching the show right now. Show us some love. And make sure that you share it with your friends. And if you want to know when we go live, make sure you hit the bell so that you get notifications when
Ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling.
Live. Ding-a-ling, ling-a-ling. So yeah, Sam, man, it's a Wednesday evening, middle of the week. Tomorrow is Thursday. We have the morning brew with the Crazy Crew at 9 a.m., which we should tell you what about also.
Yes.
But, yeah, dude, another week, another dollar.
Yeah, another week, another penny. But yeah. See your penny, pick it up all day long. You have good luck. Where's that from? What movie?
That's right. I don't know what movie it's from, but I have heard that. I didn't realize it was from a movie. What movie is that?
Yes, Grease.
Oh, I never saw Grease.
You never
watched Grease.
Yo.
That was before I spoke. That was before I spoke English, bro. That was way before.
But you have plenty of time to go watch this iconic cult classic.
Nah, bro.
You crazy? That's like the Americana.
That's like me not watching Hocus Pocus. I never seen Hocus Pocus.
You can get away with that. You can't get away with Grease. Grease, John Travolta. That's how my grandmother used to say, John Travolta.
John Travolta. Wow, he called John Travolta.
We go together like Ramalama. You remember that? Oh, man.
I've heard the songs, of course. I've heard of the movie, sure, but I've never actually watched
Stranded at the drive-in.
Yeah,
Stranded, a fool. Remember that? What will they say?
Let me ask you a question. Are you a big musical guy?
I love music.
No, but musicals.
I like musicals if they're,
Yeah.
You know,
okay. Well,
you go to Broadway, almost everything's a musical, but yeah.
No, that's what I mean. So they because now you have obviously movies that are also musicals, but then you have the musicals on Broadway, right? You from New York,
Yeah.
so you know about the shows on Broadway, which are incredible.
Right.
But do you enjoy a movie musical, like on the small screen?
Yeah. I enjoyed. See, I saw Rent on Broadway, and I saw
I
Rent
saw Rent.
the movie.
saw
I
Rent.
seen that. I seen Hamilton both online on TV and on. I mean,
Yo,
there's nothing like the experience when you're live.
no, I agree. I'm gonna sound like you remember in Living Color. You remember
How
the
you living?
critics?
You're
You remember
living.
the critics that used to
Hated
hated it,
it.
hated it, bro, hated it.
You
I
hated
hated
what?
Hamilton, dude. I couldn't, nah, bro.
Live? Did you see it live or
No,
you?
that's what I'm saying. And
That's the
that's where I was
problem.
going. I saw it on Disney Plus, and I thought it was basura, bro. I was like, what am I watching? What is
No.
this? But
See,
maybe
I
live was
got it when
different.
the tickets
Maybe
were
live was different.
$1,500.
Oh, you crazy? You
No, I
crazy?
didn't pay $1,500. I don't have that kind of cash. So it was a gift. It was a
That's a
gift
nice gift.
to my sister-in-law. And it was a gift to the firm from the firm that she worked for, and they gave it as a gift, and she could bring her family. So she brought me and my wife,
That's nice.
and we went to go see it, and we had orchestra seats, and it was fantastically fantastic.
It's
It was-
different when you're live, Mr. San Martino. What's happening, my brother? It's different when you're live, bro. That the live experience of a Broadway show,
Oh,
whether it's
I mean,
music, like
Beetlejuice live, Wicked live
Wicked
was
live,
amazing,
off the
magical,
hook, off the
magical.
hook, bro. I went to see Avenue Q. Remember, you ever heard of
Mhm.
Avenue Q
Uh-huh.
with the
Yes,
puppets?
yes.
Off the hook, incredible,
I
incredible.
seen the Heights live.
The Heights. I saw Chicago live. You know, it, I mean, the experience of sitting there and listening to these people sing live is
Yes,
just a whole different ballgame. On TV, it loses it a little bit, especially for like a
yes,
show like Hamilton. Like it
yes.
lost it. It really, I wasn't feeling it. But there's been other movies like Chicago. They made it into a musical movie.
Mhm.
You ever saw La La Land?
Not live. I saw the movie. Yes.
No, the movie.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
enjoyed that. I enjoyed.
I enjoyed it too.
I don't think it was ever. I don't think it was ever. I don't know if it was
My
ever.
my sister-in-law's dog, whenever La La Land's on TV, he just stands there and watches the whole damn thing.
Really?
Yes, and especially
Really?
the opening sequence, the opening number, he
Yeah,
loves it.
on the highway or whatever that
He's
is
just
when
like,
they're
"Yes."
dancing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a good movie, man. It really was.
yeah,
I think some people hated it and didn't enjoy it, but I love the message, man. I love the message of the movie. Here's a
yeah,
creative person, a guy who was a musician and wanted to pursue his dream, and what happens if he pursues it, and what happens if he goes after the woman he loves. Where does he end up?
yeah,
Depending on which. I thought it was brilliantly done, bro. I
yeah.
think that gets lost in the fact that it's a musical. It's this guy. What's his name from? I remember him from Remember the Titans. Some people remember him from The Notebook,
I
but
know, yeah.
yeah. So
Ryan
and I
Gosling.
think it gets lost. Yeah, Ryan Gosling, and I think people lose. They're like Ryan Gosling,
I
but
just watched him in The Shadow
it's
Man. Was it Shadow Man?
oh yeah, how was that?
That's good. It's good
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah, it's
yeah,
good stuff. I just watched
yeah.
it 2 nights ago.
Yeah, yo, but before we continue talking about movies and musicals, you have a little something to share with us today that you've been sharing with us for the last 2 weeks.
I know, 2 whole
What do
weeks.
we got going on?
Dude, Darius.
No, make that a musical, bro. Make that a musical. There's
You
a
know,
man in my toilet. Turn it
today
into a
my
musical, bro.
toilet. It's for 15 days left of the campaign.
Woo.
Give the gift of a bundle of duty. And so why not give the gift of duty to your loved ones and get yourself a copy of There's an Alien in My Toilet, currently running right now on Kickstarter. We are beyond the midway point. We have not yet got funded. We are $260 away from being funded, and we are 7 backers away from unlocking the next backer goal, which unlocks this digital print right here, where everybody will get. And we got a lot of great stuff on this campaign, and I'd love for you to get yourself a copy. And if you picked up issue 3, you should pick up Duty's Monsters on Planet Cthulhu. You should add that onto your basket. You're gonna want this book. It's the first book I've done in a decade, from start to finish on my own. And I'm excited because I'm showing my newfound skills, my coloring skills, and all this stuff. And I've really gotten better as an artist. So I'm really showcasing a lot of stuff on this campaign. But I'd love for you guys to go and back it today. There's stuff for the kids. There's stuff for the adults. There's stuff for the entire family to enjoy.
There you go. Yeah, no, I mean, listen, you have 15 days it's gonna fund. I'm a big fan of stretch goals. So I want to see what kind of battle cat. I'm trying to see what kind of stretch goals Sammy's got planned. So make sure that you do go check it out. Every 50 backers, Sammy's giving something. I mean, every 25 backers,
Yeah.
he's giving something away. So we are 7 away from 50, which means we're going to be getting something else for free. So make sure that you go in there and back the campaign. It is live right now on Kickstarter. There's an alien in my toilet. I don't think you're going to have to search too much to see that, because that's a very, very unique title. So it's not like you're going to be like, oh, which one is it? No, you'll know. You'll know. When you see it, you'll know.
Yes. I mean, and so for anybody who loves comedy, you're gonna dig this. If you love Alf, if you're a fan of Alf, Marvin the Martian, Invader Zim, you're gonna enjoy this. If you love the Bugs Bunny, Wile E. Coyote, that whole slapstick humor, you're gonna enjoy Duty. And he continued that legacy of just slapstick comedy. And there's so there's Nail in My Toilet book number 3, I Chihuahua. Duty finally escapes the forest. He gets into a house. He's confronted by a Chihuahua named Herman, who thinks that Duty's a talking jalapeno. Herman's trying to get this intruder. The owner of the house, the father, thinks that Herman's losing his mind because he's tearing the whole place up and he doesn't know what's going on, and it starts there. The government has found Duty's UFO where it crashed. So the world is closing in on Duty. So he has to get a game plan, and a game plan quick. And then in Duty's monsters on Planet Cthulhu, I mean, you have Frankenstein, you have the werewolf, you have Dracula, you have the mummy, you have Cthulhu, you have Duty, and a whole lot of crazy action and fun and adventure in this series. And then for you moms and dads out there and guardians, if you want something for the 4-year-old, you have Duty's Adventures. And Duty's Adventures is an interactive storybook for the kids, where every page turn, there's a trivia questions based on what they just read. And at the end of the book, your child can write their own ending and draw their own characters. This page is allocated for that. So there's something for everybody, and it's a great Christmas gift. This ships in November, so you want something under the tree for the kids that's fun, entertaining, and educational. That's what we got here with the whole Duty's World brand.
Big time. And big shout out to everybody who has helped Sammy with the campaign, and all you guys who have supported. Thank you very much for the support already.
Cheers.
Big shout out to you guys. So thank you so much. Let's tell a friend. Let's invite more people to come in. Also wanted to give a big shout out to all of our subscribers. We've hit a couple more subscribers over the last few days. So thank you very much for coming on board. If you're watching the show right now and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Sometimes we forget. Sometimes we're like, oh yeah, I watch the show all the time. And we realize, oh, but I've never subscribed. Oh shoot, let's subscribe. So hit that subscribe button real quick. Also, if you haven't done so yet, check out my website, getyourmeds.com. It's written the way it is right here on my name down there at the bottom. Check out the website. I have issues of Rust 5377 on there. I also have hoodies. It's sweater weather out here in New York. So check that out.
Sweater weather.
The Wonder Duck is on there as well.
So where's mine?
Don't worry about it, man. I I changed my mind.
Where's mine? He's the worst customer service on the freaking planet.
I changed my mind. I decided.
I paid money. You know what? I'm gonna write a letter to Kickstarter.
Get me banned.
I'm closing your account. I'm shutting you down. I was like, you already got mine, and mine was after yours.
Oh yeah, and I'm about to get yours again.
Yes,
that's gonna be fun. I want to see what comes first.
Yeah, no. It ain't shipping.
Also, I wanted to give a big shout out to everybody, all of our indie friends who are going to be tackling the monster that is New York Comic-Con this weekend. Good luck to every single one of you. JD, what up, my man?
Acting up.
Good luck. Good luck to every one of you who's out there this weekend at New York Comic-Con. It is going on. I think it starts tomorrow. A lot of people have already been, showing pictures of setups and stuff like that. So big shout out to you guys and good luck with everything. JD, we will be on JD. I don't know if you're going to be able to make it, Sam, because I know you got stuff going on also. But
I'll be popping in. I'll be supporting JD.
Cool. Yeah, we're gonna be talking with JD Rosario on his show coming up at 9 p.m. So make sure you head on over to JD Rosario's Unstoppable Comics YouTube channel for that. So yeah, man. But yeah. So today we're gonna be talking comic book conventions.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that it's called aesthetic. Go ahead.
Yeah. We're going to be talking comic book convention. Sam's got a couple coming up in Texas. I can't wait till I start doing mine. I'm going to start doing that next year. Hopefully hit up MegaCon and all those fun conventions. But we're going to be talking about Cowtown Comic-Con today. And that's coming up in just a few minutes. We're going to be talking to, and that's what Sam's checking. We booked the promoter of the show. Hopefully he's going to be able to make it. I know it's a busy time for a lot of promoters and a lot of behind the scenes work that comes along.
Yes, I mean this next weekend I'm at the Dallas Fan Festival, which is a 3-day event. And Dallas, they sent me everything except for my table assignment, which is crazy. And then the following week I'm at Cowtown, and I just looked at the floor map at Cowtown Comic-Con. Let's pull this up right here. I like the fact that they have the floor plan on the website with the vendor names. Yeah, so that's pretty dope. And like right here, if you see the arrow, this is where I am. And then Paul Gomez. So I'm in 703. He's in 302. We're 1 aisle away from me. That's almost like the same setup we had last time when we were at the fan expo. We were behind each other. So it was pretty dope. So yeah, he's there. And where is Lori Calcaterra?
She also has a booth there.
She's gonna be there. Yeah, she's there. She's a guest.
Oh, cool. Is she through her? Oh, I see her. She's 1803 behind Monster Lair.
Monster Lair.
See Monster Lair on the screen down right behind Gabe's Cave.
Yes,
she's here. Right there. She's right there, right behind Monster's Lair on the other side.
Oh, there she is. All right, so we're over here. She's over there. All right, cool. So at least I know where she is on the floor map.
Yeah. No, that's great. I love that they did this. I love that they have this all set up on the website itself. For those who are in that area, this is going to be at the Will Rogers Memorial Center in Fort Worth, Texas. So that is happening Saturday and Sunday, October 22nd and 23rd. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sunday, 11 to 4.
I like those hours.
Yeah, no, those are good hours. And then daily parking, there is parking there, and the daily parking is $10. So for $10, you can park your car right outside the Memorial Center, head up inside. VIP entrance, according to the website, on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. So if you're a VIP, you get in a half hour early. Same thing on Sunday, half hour early at 10:30 a.m. So definitely, if you're in the area, head on out there. Check out Sam, check out Paul, check out Lori. They have great books for kids, for adults, for everybody. So
that's a big booth. So that's gonna be dope. Yeah, I could really go all out with my display.
Yeah. What size are the tables that they were selling?
I think this one's an 8-foot table.
8 foot. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like a lot of room, man. A lot of stuff going on there. Hippie.
I'm actually looking forward to it. It was shout out to Paul Gomez, Bushi Boo, Circus Mysteries. He's the one who put me onto it, and then the promoters introduced themselves to me at one of the cons this past year, and yes, I'm looking forward to it. And some regulars, some people who've been on the show is going to be there, and we actually we have some people that I've met at the previous shows out here in Texas that are going to be on Catch the Craze podcast. So when I'm there, I'm going to drop off our cards to the table, so we might get some more guests just from this show. So we'll see what happens. Because I'm actually Saturday I'll be by myself. So Sunday my wife will be with me. So I won't be able to leave the table Saturday. So in the morning I'm just going to drop off cards at every table. And they're like, "Oh, what is this? Who's this guy dropping this stuff off?"
Was it the last time you were there? You did it this year earlier, right? Was that at the same place? Was it at the same Memorial Center?
This is the first time I'm doing this one. The fan expo.
You've never done Cowtown?
No, this is the first time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Fan Expo is at the big convention center in downtown Dallas. That I've done. And
that's next week, right?
That's next week. It's a 3-day event. So the big boys they start loading in on Thursday. We in Artist Alley can't load until Friday morning between 9 and 3 because they open the doors at 3 o'clock to 9 p.m. on Friday. So if you want to get good parking and set up, you have to be there early on Friday. So I'm going to go early Friday. I'll be there the whole day. So I'll probably be there from like 9 to 9.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be a long day. So I'm going to pack my cooler real good.
Yeah. Make sure you got enough liquids.
Yeah, but it looks good. I wonder if they have any photos from previous events on this website. Let's see.
No, it definitely looks good, man. Definitely looks good. These are some of the guests that they're going to have there. Okay.
Yeah. She's a voice actress, anime series in Funimation, Okatron 5000, a lot of pop stuff. This guy is also a voice actor. A lot of voice actors, commercial actors, voice actors. And then there is a lot of voice actors. Tony Fleece, Tony Rodriguez, Mike. These are artists. This guy I've seen before. I'm not sure which event it was, but I've seen him before. Yeah.
It was like a good lineup, man.
Yeah, I've seen him before. Seen him at the fan festival, I believe. Fan Expo.
Stalker, bro.
I just remember faces.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Paul. There's Paul League G. And there's Lori.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Yeah, it's always fun. It's always fun to hit up conventions, get together with some friends, chill out.
Yes. So that's going to be good. I mean, and it's potentially my last 2 events for the year. And let's see who's sponsoring this event. Hi, Salu. Got a lot of sponsors.
Yeah. Good sponsors.
Yeah, Dine-In Cinemas. I like Dine-In Cinemas.
Yeah, if you guys want VIP weekend passes, they got them for $45. 2-day passes, $18. 1-day ticket, $10. So yeah, they have.
His link isn't working. That's what it is. Let me see.
And you get a tote bag. So as a VIP, you get early access, 30 minutes early, an exclusive VIP badge and lanyard, exclusive Cancelina's Cowtown 8x10 print, an exclusive Cowtown comic book, tote bag, one exclusive comic cover from either Michael Swyan or John Gian, one exclusive The Disputed Territory comic manga edition episode number 1, one comic shield comic shipper, and there's only a quantity of 60 VIP packages available, so you want to hurry up and grab one while supplies last. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. They're offering a lot of these things for el público.
Word, yeah. So I just sent it. Let me just let him know that I just sent it.
Yeah, so we should be getting him on the show in just a few minutes. But definitely, if you're in the area, like I said, if you're in Fort Worth, Texas, and you're available for the weekend, go check it out. Saturday and Sunday. It looks like it's going to be a good time. I like small shows, man. I like small shows. I miss the small shows. Those are good, especially for the fans who don't want to pay, the extravagant amount of money that you would have to pay to go to, say, a New York Comic Con.
Right.
Tickets like over $100 to go see, to go check them out.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's nice that small Comic Cons are still around and they're doing what they're doing.
Word. Let's bring in our guest. What's up, buddy?
What's up, guys?
Hey, Chris. What's going on? Good to meet you, man.
Hey, how are y'all? Sorry it's late. I just got in, was running behind, and
all good.
Struggling. So then I was clicking the link, I couldn't get it, and so thanks for sending that over and getting it fixed. So
not a problem. Yes. So welcome to Cast the Craze. Thanks for coming on, and let's let everybody know who we're talking to tonight.
Chris Hayes. I'm actually one of the promoters at Cowtown Comic Con. So we got that coming up October 24th and 25th. Wait, is that right? 22nd, 23rd. 22nd. It's been a long day. 22nd, 23rd at Will Rogers in Fort Worth. So we're pretty excited to be having it this year. We actually moved it. It was at Hearst, our first 3 shows over at the conference center, and we just grew. As a matter of fact, I mean, all the booths are sold out already. So we were pretty excited to see that, and ticket sales are going through the roof for online ticket sales, which is really good. But we got a really good guest lineup coming this year, and a lot of great vendors coming out. So,
good job, Chris. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, like how long this show has been around. But this is your 4th year. Is that what it is?
This is our 4th. Yeah, this will be our 4th show. Doing what we did. We went out of the box a little bit in January of this year, and we tried a horror con because people were like, "Hey, why don't you do a horror con?" We're like, all right. So we brought in some celebrities that were in Friday the 13th and stuff, and we did that in January. And that was a good show. Smaller attendance. We we tried it. We're like, all right, it's a January show. Not sure what's going to happen. We'll try to get in there and do it before all the big cons start hitting in February and March, and did it right in the last week of January. So we're like, all right, we probably won't ever do another January show. Nothing bad about it. We still had good attendance. We had right about 2,000 come through the doors in a 2-day event. So that was still good. We had just done a show in July and had doubled that in attendance. And we came right back around to January for a horror show. And it was good. We had a lot of really good vendors there, a lot of return vendors. But doing, like I said, it was January. You didn't know. I think it was pouring down that rain that day or that whole weekend, so we had to deal with the weather, which you can't do anything about that. But yeah, so this will be our fourth show, and it's growing every year.
Good for you, man.
That's outstanding. So what made you get into convention promoting?
Oh man, honestly, it goes back to 5-6 years ago. I was doing little one-day shows. Started doing them at the high school where my son played football, and it was a way to raise money for the booster club. So we would sell tables for $35 each, and we'd get about 50 vendors set up in the cafeteria doing pop swaps and comics, and it just kind of grew from there. So all the money went back into the booster club for the football program, and it just kept growing. But I was crazy, and I was doing them every month. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is great. The first 2 or 3, you're like, this is awesome. Second Saturday of every month. But then as the year went on, boy, it wears on you because you're trying to once it ends, you're replanning the next one real quick, and it takes a lot to do it. So then I started moving them over to we actually have a brick and mortar comic book store in North Fort Worth. So we started doing a one-day show at this Civic Center in Watauga, and those were growing and getting big. We weren't doing them every month, but we do it about twice a year, and those were getting a lot of fun. And it was finally like, you know what? Nobody does anything in Fort. Everybody does everything in Dallas. So everybody, you think of, hey, I live in Dallas. When I live in Fort Worth, and people are like, oh, Dallas. No, we're not in Dallas. We live in Fort Worth. There's a difference. 35 splits it, so there's a difference. Nobody does anything in Tarrant County. Everybody's Dallas County. All the big shows are always there, and I'm always hearing, man, nobody does anything. So we decided to try it. I got in with my wife and with McLean McGuire, my business partner. We decided to get together and try one because McLean was one of those promoters, or one of the original promoters down at Comic Palooza down at Houston, as well as the one they do up in Denver. Used to be, wasn't Fan Expo Denver at the time. It was something else years ago, but he helped build those. So we were talking and we decided, hey, let's try one here in Fort Worth. So we found Hearst, which worked with us, which is a great facility. We did 3 shows there. And we went back this year and we're like, we've got so many people already asking when our next show is. We can't fit this many vendors in Hearst. We're going to have to move it. So we literally moved it to downtown Fort Worth. So our whole thing is Cowtown is in Cowtown now. So we're excited. We'll have 210 vendor tables. Our show is not a celebrity driven show. It is about the creators, the artists, anime voice actors. We have 9 of them coming, and we have cosplay, but it is really about bringing the comic community back into comics. So being that we have a comic book store, that's kind of how we are. Hey, I go to Fan Expo. I love it. But one of my main things is, people show up to Fan Expo and it's a Saturday. They spend $65 for a ticket. Family of 4, you're spending $65 a ticket. They can't go to, you're over to your table and buy a comic because they can't afford it, but they can walk around and look at everything. Our tickets are $10. They always have been. They always will be. They're $10 to get in the door. We do that so that family of 4 can turn around. They can get in, and then they turn around and they have money to spend at the show with the vendors. Because we got to keep our vendors happy, or they're not coming back. And then
I think
that's the big thing. You want the vendors to do well, because vendors do well, and I can already see it. The reviews are good from our first 3 shows. The vendors do well. Word gets out. More vendors want to go. Word keeps getting out. That's more people through the door. So that's what we try to push. We're big on the creator community. We want to support independent creators. I mean, we have a great guest list coming. We've got Nico Swyan coming in, John James coming in. These guys are up at New York City Comic-Con right now, and there's some big hitters in the industry. Tony Fleece is coming, who's the creator of Stray Dogs, which was, the book of the year last year for Image. Tone Rodriguez. I got Mike DeBalfo, Marissa Pope, Marat Michaels, who's the creator of Do You Poo, Ryan Kincaid. You guys can get on our guest list and just take a look. So we're pretty happy with the turnout this year.
Yeah, no, it's great, Chris. And I was going to ask you about the vendors. So, like, as an independent creator who wants to maybe, have a table at your show, how far ahead do you have to maybe contact you or contact someone to get a table at your show? Being that it's now getting very popular, how do you go about getting a table at your show if you're an indie artist?
If you're an artist, I will be honest, our Artist Alley tables had about 40 this year for Artist Alley. Those, no lie, sold out within a week. Wow. When they went online, they were gone. Wow. And we charged, I think it was $150 for an Artist Alley table, which is cheap. 8-foot table, 2 chairs. Every spot in our show is a 10 by 10. So at this facility, which is really good. But as an indie, I always say once we start promoting, once we're like, hey, we've already got our dates for 2023. So at the end of this show on Sunday, we'll be walking around telling the vendors that are there, hey, come on out. We'd love to have you. We're going to do an early bird special maybe to sign up because you'll be a returning vendor, but we'd love to have you. You can go ahead and sign up now and we'll get ahead of the game. But we go ahead and we'll put our vendor booths on sale usually, I'd say starting in January of 2023.
Okay.
We'll put them up because that's what we did this year. Actually, I'm sorry, we started right in February, right when the January show ended. We started in February, and then they were gone fast. So we're looking at when we first booked, and this is no lie, when we first jumped in and we booked Will Rogers. We went in and we're like, okay, we got one room. That room was really good, had a stage on it. We're like, oh, we can do panels on there. It'd be great. And I can't remember how many booths it was going to hold, 75, which was more than previous years. Because normally it was like 55 or something, but they're booths, so they were big. And we're like, hey, this will be great. And literally within 2 weeks, it was like, my wife was like, hey, we may want to look at upgrading because we have a list of vendors wanting in this thing. So we went back to Will Rogers and they're like, oh yeah, here we can put you in the center room, which is big, and we're like, okay, let's do that. So we get that room, it was gone. And in a week, the booths were gone. So we're like, all right, give us the big room. We went from, I think, 18,000 square feet to right at 50,000 square feet space right now. Where we're at. Like I said, it's right about 210 booths. We could probably fit more, but we'd be jamming everything in. We don't want to do that. So we're at 50,000 square feet with room to go next year to add another 25,000 square feet, which sure we'll be doing next year and just open the whole thing up. So, yeah. We'll probably go live right at the end of January, February for 2023, and we post it everywhere. When we do it and post it, as a matter of fact, my wife's on there right now. Anyway, stalking.
Nice.
She's trolling. She's trolling. Yes.
You know what it is, Chris? I mean, as an indie creator who wants exposure and who wants to be able to sell our stuff, it's important to have shows like yours because, like you said, the big shows are great, and I love big shows as a fan. But as a vendor, we need the traffic and we need the people that have the money to spend at our table. And what I do like about your website, which is a great website, by the way, man, good job, is that you've actually laid out the floor plan so that Sam, as a vendor, for example, knows exactly where his table is, and he could tell his fans, hey, come in, walk through here, here I am on the map. And that's brilliant. Is that something that you hired outside to do, or is that something that you guys are work? Everybody's like an inside job.
We're a four-man team now. Or there you go. 2 men and 2 women now. So both Mona McLean and Marty and Kim are part of this. So the floor plan is done. The website's done by McLean McGuire. That's all him. He would be on the show, but he's at New York. He sets up a booth at New York. So as you can see, I mean, our entrance is on the far right. When you walk in, Big Time Collectibles is right there on the right. They got Miko Swai and John Jane. Gabe's Cave will be set up there. They're our guys that'll run all our live podcasts the whole time during the show. So they're going to have 4 artists, creators in their booth. At the same time, they walk around and they do interviews. So they have live YouTube show going on during the show. Well, they're interviewing all the creators, and they're walking around and grabbing independent creators that may have never got any kind of airtime for them to come up and talk about their books or their artwork and all that. So they do that. both days of the show. And then some of our sponsors are up front, and then all the way on the left, that's our whole artist alley. Everybody in blue is our guest. On the right side is all of our anime voice actors and cosplay. And then on the left is all of our comic creators and our comic guests. But yeah, the floor plan is done by McLean. And actually what's really cool this year, I don't have any here, but when people walk in, they're actually going to get a card, and it's going to have a QR code on it that they can scan. The floor map opens up with the list of where everybody's at. So we're like, hey, let's try that. No, we do offer badge sponsorships real quick. So, I mean, we have wristbands, but for everybody attending, unless you're VIPs get special badges and stuff to get in. So we're still building. So we haven't got the badge for everybody yet. I think next year that'll come. But yeah, we're going to have a QR code this year for people to scan on their phone. So that way they can figure out if they're looking for one of you guys, let's say, they'll be able to find you real quick. If they're like, oh, I can't remember what booth they're at. So they'll be able to find you guys. So that's something new we're going to try.
One of the things that, when you said earlier how, this is an artist event, is for the creative event. I hold that to be true because I was talking when I came back from, I forgot which convention when I first met you, when you introduced yourself to me.
Arlington,
that's what it was. I was talking about it on the show. I said, you were probably the first convention promoter that actually came over and introduced and engaged in you felt like, oh, wow, this guy actually recognizes you as a talent. Most of the time when you're at another convention, they have people just giving out flyers to go to their conventions or attend their conventions. But the fact that you walked around and introduced your people, I felt that personal touch was a highlight towards what you're doing and to your brand image.
We appreciate that. One thing you'll know about the show is, and I do a lot of shows because you guys are independent creators. I'm the same. I write my own comic books. I have the store. I do my own stuff. I was writing today. So I have a publishing company. I publish our own books. So I'm right there with you guys. So when I do these shows, I guess one thing good about doing other people's shows is you can take ideas from what you see, and then you can also say, okay, I don't want to do something like that because one thing about us is we want to be personable. So literally when you come to check in, you'll have the ladies at the table, right? And they, we'll walk you over to your booth. We'll check you in. Usually a gift bag or something waiting for you, whatever they've done up, which is usually water and something like that. Because you guys know sometimes you go to these convention centers, there's no air on setup day on Friday. So they usually have something nice for you, So whether it's a couple bottles of water and snack, I have no idea what they're doing this year, but they handle all that for us. And then, but during the show, I'm walking around, Kim's walking around, McLean's walking around, and we're going by booth to booth checking on everybody. So we have our own booth set up for Charter Comics, but we have somebody manning that. We don't go over there unless somebody's like, hey, can you come sign a book real quick? And we do that. Other than that, we don't want to do that. We want to be engaging with all the vendors. And then another thing we do is when the show doors open, we're standing out front thanking people for coming to the show. Because we want to be very personable with people because just like you said, we think that brings the people back in. And honestly, I think a lot of people got away from that. I've done a lot of shows like you guys have. I've never seen the promoter walk the floor. I have seen some where a lot of them do. And there are some great shows out there. But there are a lot of shows out there you will never see that promoter. And you guys are the ones that, they put on the show and all that. But also you guys are the ones that bought the table that are there promoting your brand. So to us, helping promote you just does nothing but grow the show. That's why another thing is we're still building flyers, but we build a flyer for everybody. We'll promote everybody on our site. So whether, and we're still getting flyers built, there's a ton of people, there's vendors and everything. So the girls, they build videos and post them on our site. So you'll see vendors pop up. I don't see cons do that. This is one thing we said we'll always do. If you're on the Artist Alley, you have a personal flyer made up and you're promoted a lot if you're in the Artist Alley area. And even if you're a creator that's not in the Artist Alley area, you're in, the way I like our shows, yes, we have an Artist Alley. Everybody calls it Artist Alley, but it's to us, it's on the floor. It's a booth on the floor plan. It's just where a lot of the artists sat that book those spots first. But we try to promote everybody as much as possible. Give everybody the same amount of airtime. again, because making it personable, making the, if we promote you, then the fans are like, oh, I want to go buy that. I saw that promote. I like this comic cover. I want to go check that out. Which they may have never known about you. But if we can promote it and get somebody to your table, then that's what we're going to do.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no, I agree. And then I have another question for you, Chris. As far as like indies, right? I know you have artist alley tables. Do you have booths available at the show that we can purchase as well? And what do those booths come with? Badges, chairs, table? Do you have to bring your own stuff? Like, what's the setup like when you buy? Say, if you have booths available, what comes with the booth?
Yeah, this year for the booths, the table 10 by 10 booth, you get one 8-foot table, 2 chairs, you get 2 badges, and the badges either say artist if you're an artist, or they'll say vendors. If they're a guest, their name's on the badge if they're a guest, or if they're a sponsor, we've got sponsorship badges. We have some vendors there that are sponsors of the show, so they have sponsor badges with all that. We do that as well. This year, because the city doesn't supply it, because this is all city of Fort Worth, so everybody has to bring their own tablecloths. We checked into that first. We're like, oh, because we're used to doing Hearst, and when we go to Hearst, you're walking into a ballroom, you're walking into pipe and drape everywhere, and it's set up like some massive, just gorgeous event with all this red carpeting. It's gorgeous. These lights coming down, you're like, oh my God, the ambiance alone just blows your mind at Hearst. And then we walk into Will Rogers, nothing wrong with it because it's a convention center. Again, concrete floor, tables, pipe and drape down both sides, but not in the middle, which again, we've done 100 shows that it's the same setup, and pretty much every vendor is used to that. We got spoiled with being at Hearst just because of their setup, but it's a lot smaller facility. We just can't hold it there. And then you go the other one. So yeah, this year we've been telling everybody, hey, you have to bring your own tablecloth. But you got an 8-foot table instead of a 6. You got 2 chairs. You get 2 badges. Extra badges are available to purchase for vendors, and they're cheap. So, yeah, I mean, you kind of get the works. So
yeah, no, that is good.
Everybody gets a packet when you walk in. You get a packet with your badges in it, and load in, load out instructions that we email out to everybody before and all that.
You'd be surprised how much of a difference 2 feet make on a table. It's a huge difference from 6 to 8.
That's why I'm excited. I was saying that earlier. I was like, I'm excited because I have a lot of books that I've produced, and so I was like, all right, 8-foot table, I can actually display more. Whereas the convention I'm doing before that, it's a 6-foot table, so you have to bring less merchandise with you. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it.
I love the 8-foot table. We get spoiled lately at some of the shows we've been at. Like we were at Vegas. I was at Vegas. Me and McLean, Cole, and David. We all went to Vegas. We bought those tables 3 years ago, and then heard back in January, hey, the show's back on. Do you want to do it? Well, yeah. We bought those tables 3 years ago before COVID. And we had a blast at Vegas. But you get to Vegas, it's the same thing. There's no pipe and drape, concrete floor. You're in. I mean, hey, that's the norm, right? Everybody's used to it. But is an 8-foot table, and you're like, yes, because you get spoiled. Because you'll know as well as I know, you've got books, you've got stuff, and whatever you're bringing, right? So that extra 2 feet goes a long way for somebody that's got extra. Whether you've got books and prints that you're putting out there, or books and merchandise, you got a 6-foot table, and then you're in a 10 by 10. Sometimes you can't angle another table to make an L, or unless you're on a corner. So you're stuck, and then you want to put it behind. Well, then you're blocking the view of what you got behind. People can't see it. So
See, I think the fact that you also you're not just a promoter, but you also kind of do shows for yourself help out a lot. In knowing what somebody like us needs behind that table. I think just that perspective really makes a difference when you're promoting a show, because you know what the needs are. Like you were talking about the water. You try to buy a water at one of these conventions, like $5, $10 for a water bottle. It's like, holy cow, it's crazy.
It is. No, it is.
No,
so
absolutely. But as far as the dates go, Chris, are you keeping the end? I guess maybe the second to last week in October as the date for the show?
Yeah, it's already set up for next year, and I don't know the dates, but it is the weekend before Halloween. We did our very first show the weekend before. Actually, we did it Halloween weekend. We were like, oh, this ain't going to work. Halloween weekend, we're going to try to throw a comiccon out here. What are we thinking? That was the only dates available at the convention center. We were packed. We were like, holy crap. this is awesome. You know, we didn't have online ticket sales or anything. Everything was walk up, and we got over 2,000 people in there. And we're like, holy crap, this is great. You know, we didn't even have a lobby being used or the side rooms that hold another 20 booths or something. It was just one main little room with 50 booths, and it was awesome. And then from there, you know, we did another show, and we found out though that because kind of all the big cons are over. New York, it's like New York City this weekend. It's kind of the ending of the con season almost. Now, next weekend is Fan Days in Dallas. I know that. I know I'm not going. I'll work in our store and stuff, but that one did pop up. We'd already had our dates. That one popped up. That's a good show. But then the weekend after that is ours. So, you know, I think it'll be good. We haven't heard anything negative. You know, I think there's another show going on in Arlington the same weekend, but it's a game show. You know, it's a game.
Yeah, it's a gamers. Yeah,
gaming. Yeah, so it doesn't compete. It's gamers. They're going to be over at that one. So it doesn't compete with us. So with what we got. So other than that, that weekend was wide open. And if we're going to keep it there, then in our minds, if we lock it down, then everybody knows, hey, every year we got to play in Cowtown because it's the weekend before Halloween. So you're not on Halloween weekend, so people can still fly into town. They're not worried about Halloween being gone from their families. So you're right before the end of the month. So paydays kind of fall there sometimes too. So that works. You get plenty of time. It just seems to be a good weekend.
I'll tell you this, Chris, from somebody who's actually in New York right now, and we have one of our people on the chat, JD Rosario, who's also an indie creator. Once New York Comic-Con, like you said, is over, we still have that itch though for like another one. And so having one in Texas, for example, flying out from New York, it's a quick flight. Go out there, do one right before the year ends, and you're good to go. So I think that date actually works really, really well. Plus it's football season. So if you want to go catch, there's a lot of Cowboys fans out here in New York. If you want to go catch a football game or something out there, you can always just go and check that out. So no, it's a really good time of year, I think, for what you guys are doing.
Yeah. You mentioned Cowboys. They're a thorn in my side. It's almost like being a Cleveland Browns fan.
Oh, dude, I'm a Jets fan.
Jets fan.
Yeah, don't even I'm a Jets fan.
No, my son is a huge Jets fan. So he's
really?
I mean, die-hard Jets.
What?
He'll tell you, yeah. You know, and everybody says it too. They're like, how the heck does that happen? And I'm not lying. They're like, how the heck does that happen? Well, I thought the same thing. Well, I guess when he was like 6 or 7, right, we all played Madden. And they still do.
Okay.
So he'd always pick the Jets because he loved the colors. Well, then he just started following. Now he is diehard bleeds green Jets.
That's amazing.
His 21st birthday, we flew to New York. I flew him up to New York. We went up there. His first time ever to New York. And he don't ever want to go back, he said. So he got to see everything. But it was the Jets Monday night game. It was great. It was the Jets Monday night game. They played Cleveland. And it's when the Jets were all black for the first time. Well, they lost, but it was still an awesome game. But it was still an awesome game. But boy, you're talking about Jet. I know a few Jets fans, but yeah, he is diehard. We don't know where it comes from. I was diehard Cowboys, but after their crap in the off season for the last couple of years, that team is. I had to resign. I was done.
Oh, damn.
So, my second favorite team's always been the Chargers, so I'm a Chargers fan this year. Cowboys second. I had to flop them finally, but I see that's just it. Because I don't have a vested interest now. I can sit here and watch them screw up when they play, and I'm not even mad watching them. I don't yell at the TV anymore. I'm just like, whatever.
You know what sucked about the Chargers when they moved from San Diego to LA? Like, I used to love, like, what was that all about? Like, San Diego's gorgeous. I love San Diego. Why are you moving out?
I don't know. They don't. LA did not need 2 teams in that same stadium. It doesn't make sense. But
absolutely not.
But yeah.
But yeah, no, Chris. I mean, I think Sam's excited about going to the show. I'm
everything I've heard about your show. Number one, the hospitality that you've shown is on another level. Everybody raves about your event. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm excited about it.
Yeah, we're gonna love to have you guys there. So I mean, it'll be fun. We're looking forward to it. See, now the stress starts because we're like 16 days out. I think McClain posted a flyer. He's like 16 days out, and I'm like, what the heck? Okay, but like right now, I mean, we've got a whole table in back there right now that's got all the vendor badges. So we got to start stuffing those. We got to start making sure the floor plans, which we did that yesterday. You go through all the names on the floor plan. I mean, everything is kicking in now. So Now you go to crunch time and you're rushing to make sure everything's perfect. And then, you're still stressed because then we're going to get there to Friday setup and everybody start coming in, and it's always smooth. I tell you what, one thing about this convention is Hearst was great, but their load-in docks are different. They had a ramp, you could probably get 2 cars at a time. Tear down, that was kind of messy. But this one, you can just pull right up to the back door. They got these huge dock doors that open, and you just wheel right into you wheel right into the show floor. So that's going to be nice. I'm hoping that the weather here stays in the 80s, high 70s, 80s. That's what it's been the last couple of days. So we'll cross our fingers that all of a sudden some heat wave doesn't hit to where it's 100 degrees.
Yeah. Texas.
The worst thing is the rain, man. You don't want rain. You know what I mean? And I know I don't think you guys are gonna get it, but you'll be fine. I think you guys are gonna have a great show.
Yeah, we're looking, like I said, we're looking forward to it. Ticket sales are good. We're looking forward. Kids 12 and under are free when they come in. Nice. So we let kids 12 and under are free. We do get those dads and the moms that come up with an 18-year-old with growing a beard. Hey, how old is he? He's 12. Okay. Yeah. Or you get, which is crazy, which is funny because you'll get those too, and you're like, hey, how old are you? And the kid's like, the mom's like, oh, he's 12, and the kid's like, I'm 14. You're like, oh, really? It's $10. And we're like, just here, take the wristband and go. Yeah,
kids are like, I'm 12. He's got the deepest voice.
Yeah, he does. They got the beard growing and everything. So
that's amazing. Chris, this has been amazing, man. Good luck with the show in a couple of weeks. And as soon as that thing pops up in January, I'm sure I'm going to want to fill one of those, vendor applications out. It sounds like a good show. Looking forward to how Sam does out there. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah. Appreciate it, guys.
And listen, we're going to have you back on to talk about
your store, your brick and mortar, your publishing company. There's a lot to unpack.
Don't worry, because we're going to reverse that, because for our store and also on our charter site, we do a creators corner. So I'm going to have you guys on our show.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to reverse it, do the same thing. So we do a creators corner. I actually wish. Now, Sam, you live here though, right?
I'm in Rowlett, Texas, Dallas County.
Oh yeah, you're about 40 minutes away, hour and a half with traffic. So one thing we're doing in our store is we got this huge table right in the middle of the store. We're actually going to do a creators corner, and we're calling it a pastime creators roundtable. So we got a big mic, and we're going to have like 8 or 9 guys just come in and just hang out. We're going to bring in pizza, but we're going to be live like this on StreamYard. We're just going to have the cameras going.
Count me in.
Unedited. Some of the guys that come in our store, you can't. There's no beat buttons, so you guys know what that is, right? So it's unedited. We're going to have a blast. And it's going to be something too, to where we're going to be like, hey, like I may give everybody a piece of paper. I'm like, hey, just Sam, hey, tell us how you got to draw. And everybody's going to be drawing and just BSing and talking for like 2 hours while you are drawing. And then what we'll do is we'll auction off the little remarks of the drawings. And then we're thinking about all that money given to the animal shelter.
Nice.
So having a representative of the animal shelter out there.
Animal lover, yes.
So everybody knows, hey, that money's going to the animal shelter. So, for the city. So I think that's something else we're looking at doing. But we've been wanting to start a creator roundtable. So nobody does that. So we're like, hey, we're going to knock this out. After Cowtown, we're going to jump into a creator roundtable. I'll put you down. Like I said, you'll be in store. We're covering dinner. I think it's just going to be something to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. I love it. Absolutely.
Love that, man. Good luck. Chris, thank you so much again, man. Appreciate you so much. And yeah, we'll talk soon, bud.
All right. Sounds good, man. I appreciate it, Gus.
You got it, buddy.
Take care.
All right. So that was Chris Hayes, Cowtown Comic-Con. It is 2 weeks away, the 22nd and 23rd. Catch me there. I'm an artist. I'm in the pit, and I'm like 1 aisle away from Paul Gomez of Bushi Boo Circus Mysteries. So Paul Gomez is 302. I'm in 703, and then opposite that in the other aisle, Lori Calcaterra, she's in 1803. So really cool to be and Lori, we all got to do some photo ops together. So it's gonna be dope. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm actually excited about this event. And one of the things is, like I was talking about, finding those events that you can do every year locally.
That's it.
This sounds like one of them that I'll be doing every year. So I'm excited. Yeah,
absolutely. No, this is a really good show. Chris, a great guy. Looks like the team is amazing. Thank you so much.
Wears many hats. He's a comic creator. He's a publisher. He's a shop owner and a convention promoter.
Yeah, no, and big shout out to his wife Kim, who was in the chat.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on and supporting the podcast. And I'm looking forward to seeing how you do out there, Sam. And I love this idea of having that round table. That's amazing. That's
we used to talk about that stuff in the old days.
Yeah.
It's like I mean, he gets it because he understands the creative, because he's also a creative. So he
Exactly.
wears, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's just a solid plan. It's just
it's
awesome.
a different perspective when you know the other side of it. You're not just trying to make money doing conventions, and you're trying to, this promoter who's trying to make some money.
He understands the struggle.
He understands the struggle, so he tries to make it as easy as possible or as painless as possible when we're sitting behind that table for 8 hours of the day, hoping people buy our comics. So
I mean, look, I already know. I know what my placement is. I still don't know, and it's next week what my placement is for Fan Expo.
Yeah, but I'm sure. Listen, it's a bigger show, so I'm sure that they're coming up with that info. I know you're always complaining. You like to complain.
Yo. Yeah, I'm complaining to you. Where's my book? You're the worst customer service on the planet.
About it. You're always complaining. Like I said, you're always complaining.
Well, hold on. Where's it? Hold on 1 second. All right. What were you saying? I can't hear you, George. What you say? So anyway, I ain't letting that guy talk anymore. He's never even seen Grease. He's not even allowed to be on the show. He's never even seen Grease. He's horrible.
Listen. I got places to be, people to see.
What the Grease he's seen was on his stove. But yes. So thank you, JD Rosati. We're gonna be on JD's show in a couple of minutes.
A few minutes.
Thank you, Michael San Martino, Aurelius, everybody for joining us tonight, and everybody who's been watching us on the other channels. If you want to check out Cowtown Comic-Con, the link is in the chat. It's also in the summary. And don't forget, guys, we got 14 days left for There's an Alien in My Toilet, Chihuahua. Get yourself a copy. Let's get this thing funded. We got 14 days left. We are so close, $260 away from being funded. So there's something for everybody, and you're definitely going to laugh.
Yeah.
And if you haven't done so already, hit that like button, share, subscribe. And when we grow, the indie community grows. More eyes on us. That means there's more eyes on our guests.
That's right. And if you're in the Fort Worth, Texas area, remember, in 2 weeks, Cowtown Comic-Con. But not only that, kids 12 years and under are free. So bring the kids. Sam's got some kids' books. Let's get those books in those kids' hands. Make sure you head out there. Again, remember, kids are free, 12 and under. So that's very big for the show. We appreciate Chris. $10 to get in there. Can't beat that. Can't beat $10. $10 to get into a convention nowadays. So make sure you check it out. Show some love and support to Chris. Check out the website. The website that we were on, in case you were wondering, is what is it? It is CowtownComiccon.com.
Easy peasy. I love it when it's the same.
Real easy.
Yes.
Easy peasy. Yeah, man. That's all I got.
That's all I got. With that said, I'm Sam the Crazy Man.
George the Dreamer Medina.
And we are out.
It's just easy. It does not.
Crazy. Acquiesce.
No, I was talking about my friend Acquiesce. Say my name, right?
This is what you were thinking? Oh,
He described me. He said, I'm the
You're Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze on Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.
Girl.